annual awards breakfast. Our high school East students have volunteered a total of 10,690 hours of community service this year. We are here to recognize them. So I'd like to give a for anyone who does not know me, my name is Mrs. Baldy. I'm the principal here at High School East, and on behalf of the entire administration of Toms River East, Central Administration, and the Board of Education, I really want to congratulate our students and their parents for doing such a good job in performing community service. Our purpose this morning is to recognize and thank all of our students who have dedicated their time and efforts to community service, whether it's by volunteering through an opportunity provided within our school, such as East's Halloween trick-or-treat, or working with peer leadership in the Harbor House cleanup, tutoring students who need some academic assistance, or for volunteering in some of the arenas provided through your local church or other organizations. But we have a ton of different avenues that are being pursued for community service. There are 161 students being recognized here this morning, students who have volunteered anywhere from 20 to more than 320 hours of assistance just this year, with 19 students amassing more than 100 hours of community service hours for this year. This is so very impressive to me, and it is also very encouraging that 15 of those 19 students who have better than 100 are seniors. How wonderful that our seniors, rather than getting tired of the community service, are becoming more committed to serving others. About 10 years ago, the Toms River High Schools went through the Middle States accreditation process. As part of the required self-assessment, all stakeholders, which would be students, teachers, parents, administrators, members of the community, completed a survey. The results of this survey were used to determine goals for school improvement. All three Toms River High Schools adopted a district goal to foster community service among the student body. Toms River High School East has done an extraordinary job of introducing our students to community service, providing numerous opportunities for involvement, and also acknowledging the commitment and dedication of our students. Our hope was, and still is, that our students would develop a lifelong habit, that Raider students would maintain their involvement in and assistance to the lives of those around them. Clearly, as evidenced by the students here today, community service is alive and well at High School East. This past weekend, I read a biography of a woman who was a true humanitarian, a powerful force in encouraging community service. The book, Audrey Hepburn, An Elegant Spirit, was written by her son, Sean Hepburn Farrar, as a tribute to his mother. Audrey Hepburn was a beautiful actress who had a tremendously successful career, starring with such screen legends as Humphrey Bogart, Gary Cooper, Fred Astaire, James Garner, and Anthony Perkins. Some of her more famous movies included movies like Breakfast at Tiffany's, Roman Holiday, Funny Face. A gifted dancer and a very accomplished singer, she was a diverse actress whose multiple talents were obvious in so many of her movies. Her flair for style was recognized by designers like Da Vinci and Ferragamo, and her style was preserved forever by many photographers who captured her extraordinary beauty and style. However, the book written by her son tells not the story of an actress or a beauty icon, but of a compassionate woman whose great cause and care in life was children. Audrey Hepburn spent the last 5 years of her life as a spokesperson and emissary for UNICEF, passionately crusading for children throughout the world. As a mother, Audrey Hepburn chose to walk away from her thriving career so that she could devote herself to her own children. Abandoned by her father when she was only 6 years old, she recognized that this loss of a parent had taken a lifetime emotional toll on her. She did not want to be away from her own children. In addition, In order to provide them with the privacy and comforts of a normal childhood, she left the United States, moving to Switzerland so that the exposure to the paparazzi would be more manageable. As she raised her sons, she became even more aware of the importance of childhood, and she often reflected on how UNICEF had made a huge impact on her own life, restoring the security and safety which had been compromised by World War II when she was a little girl. As a child growing up in war-torn Netherlands, Audrey Hepburn not only saw the ravages of war, she also experienced some of them firsthand. In the early chapters of the book, her son recounts his mother's memories of the family moving from the city to neighboring farmlands, so they would have a better chance of finding something to eat. The son vividly remembers his mother telling him the stories of her childhood hunger, of her brothers eating dog biscuits, other neighborhood children eating tulip bulbs, and of she, as a little girl, choosing to spend the day in bed rather than get up and face the hunger. She also poignantly recalled for her son the volunteer workers arriving at the close of the war, bringing food, comfort, medicine, and clothing to herself and to the other children, in the Netherlands. This organization that arrived with the Red Cross to help the children in the Netherlands eventually became UNICEF. The volunteers that came those early days after the war altered her life and laid the groundwork for what would become the greatest cause of her life. Once she had raised her two sons, Audrey Hepburn certainly could have returned to acting. As a highly successful, popular actress who had left the United States at the height of her career, she had left behind the admiration of Hollywood, a career which many considered unfinished business. Certainly, she could have made a comeback and resumed her incredible career. However, rather than do so, she chose to devote her life to others, to the children of the world. A true humanitarian, Audrey Hepburn spent the last years of her life advocating for children, traveling to Ethiopia, Somalia, Sudan, etc., raising money for UNICEF, and more importantly, raising public awareness and public involvement. In her early 60s, returning from a tiring trip to Somalia, Audrey Hepburn became rather ill. Assuming that she had picked up some bug in the underdeveloped countries to which she had traveled, she coped for a while, took the strongest antibiotics available at the time, but the stomach pain got no better. The doctors in Switzerland conducted numerous tests, all of which were inconclusive. Going to see her family in Los Angeles, she took advantage of that opportunity to see some of the best doctors in the world, who did additional testing, then diagnosed her with a very aggressive form of stomach cancer. Audrey Hepburn then returned home to Switzerland with her family to spend her final months among the ones she loved. That Christmas, the family vowed to enjoy their final holiday together. After the traditional Christmas dinner, Audrey, who had been resting upstairs, came down to spend time with her family. Telling them about a short poem that she had been using in one of her speeches for UNICEF, she then read it to her gathered family. Less than a month later, she had passed away, and her son chose to read this same excerpt at his mother's funeral. I would like to share it with you, as it is a wonderful prescription for community service. Okay? The poem I'm going to read was an essayist and humorist who she worked with very closely. When his granddaughter was born, he was afraid that he would not live to see her as an adult, so he sent her, a letter giving her bits of advice that Audrey Hepburn then kind of paraphrased into a poem. Okay, the poem that she titled was Time-Tested Beauty Tips. It says, for attractive lips, speak words of kindness. For lovely eyes, seek out the good in people. For a slim figure, share your food with the hungry. For beautiful hair, let a child run his fingers through it once a day. For poise, walk with the knowledge you'll never walk alone. We leave you a tradition with a future. The tender, loving care of human beings will never become obsolete. People, even more than things, have to be restored, renewed, revived, reclaimed, and redeemed, and redeemed, and redeemed. Never throw out anybody. Remember, if you ever need a helping hand, you'll find one at the end of your arm. As you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself, the other for helping others. Your good old days are still ahead of you. May you have many of them. Thank you very much. My wish for you is that you continue your community service and that you have many good old days in front of you. At this point, we're going to start presenting the certificates to the students, and we will begin by reading the names of the freshmen who have done at least 20 hours community service this year. Okay, Mr. Rutter, who is the assistant principal that deals with the ninth graders, will read those names.
All right, guys. We're starting the list with people who had a minimum of 20 hours. They may have more than that, but just so you realize, some freshmen have already done upwards of 80 hours, and you'll see the list gets longer and longer. So any of you who are ninth grade and have friends in the 8th grade, or just please keep passing the word down so that you can come up here with this. I'm sure it's already encouraged in the middle school as well, so we can grow the list of people. This is amazing. Mrs. Drakowitz and I started in a little room just discussing this as an idea, and honestly, we did not have to do that much because the goodwill of the students, obviously, look at how it's grown, and it hasn't been a tremendous burden for us. It's just, it was a resource that was to be tapped, so congratulations to everybody here. All right, the first recipient is Casey Elcano, 20 hours. Dan Garcia, 24 hours. Miranda Greenberg, 21 hours. Ryan Clem, 21 hours. Chelsea Hodge, 29 and a half hours. Samantha Burns, 35 hours. Caitlin Lord, 41 hours. Chesnina Walker, 51 hours. Marissa Beckett, 70 and a half hours. And last but not least, Brooke Barris, 78 and a half hours. Next, I'm going to read the names of the sophomores. Jennifer Caputo, 20 hours. Laura Raybar, 20 hours. Stephanie Matzik, 20 hours. Cassidy Morris, 21 hours. Colleen Morris, 21 hours. Michael Alexander, 22 and a half hours. Sarah Grossi, 22 and a half hours. Melissa Castro Bellari, 24 hours. Breuker, 24 hours. Robbie Grayhill, 24 hours. Nareda Heredio, 24 hours. Holly Abrams, 24 and a half hours. Shayna Gallagher, 24 and a half hours. Kerry J. Shoon, 27 hours. Alexa Arechi, 27 hours. Laura Bedowiak, 28 hours. Melissa Ambielli, 28 and a half hours. Bridget Gallagher, 30 hours.
Following students to the main office, Amanda Beleza, Chris Rosemiller,
Smythe, 32 and a
and
half
Kevin
hours.
Demario. To the main office, Kevin Demario, Chris Rosemiller, Amanda Beleza, to the main office.
Joe Zavello, 33 hours. Cassia Wellington, 34 and a half hours. Allison Panchek, 36 and a half hours.
No.
Carmen Tico, 39
I'll try someone.
hours.
Just go out. Let's watch the camera.
Anthony Peters, 40 hours. Samantha Nyland, 43 hours. Danielle Jackson, 44 hours. Lauren Straczynski, 45 and a half hours.
Caitlin Gonzalez, please report to guidance. Caitlin Gonzalez to the guidance office, please.
Rachel Mulvaney, 49 and a half hours. Douglas Miller, 50 and 1/2 hours. Jessica Trusnowski, 51 hours. Alexander Fiore, 57 hours. Marissa Dickinson, 80 hours. Kent Zier, 85 hours. Sarah Giddings, 89 hours. And Amanda Leibowitz, 140 hours.
Unfortunately, Mr. Thomas got tied up with something down in the office, so I will read the name of the juniors. I'm sure he would much rather be here, but sometimes the job gets in the way of this stuff. I also want to take a minute, Mr. Rudder downplayed their work in tabulating all of these hours, okay? And I think we have to give credit to Mrs. Drakowitz, as all of you know that you have to turn in your hours, and Mrs. Drakowitz does a wonderful job of keeping tabs.
Underclassmen keep turning them in.
I think also that sometimes we know that a lot of times students don't turn in all of their hours some ways seems to fly in the face of what community service is all about. That you're doing it for the sake of doing it, and your reasons for doing it are to help people, not to garner praise and recognition for yourself. However, as I said, it is a goal of High School East, and you know that positive reinforcement often, you get the desired, effects, and they become almost like a habit. So we certainly agree with the idea that community service is done because you want to provide a service to your community. You're not looking for recognition, but we think we're trying to foster and encourage that. I referred to the book about Audrey Hepburn, and also in the beginning of that book, her son talks about the fact that he was really kind of torn about writing the book, because he knew that his mother did not want recognition for the things that she did. She did it because it was a cause close to her heart, and that she was not the type of person that was, beating her own drum. But he felt that it was also an effective way to make people realize how important community service is. I will also have to say that, a lot of the teachers that are here, and I'm looking for Mrs. Clem, the secretary, she's still back there, who does coordinate all the good stuff as far as the fruit salad and the donuts and the bagels and things like that. So we have to thank her for her community service. Okay, at this time, I'd like to call up the juniors, and again, we'll start with those that have 20 hours and work up to, the bigger numbers. All right, Amanda Werbicki, 20 hours. John Marino, 20.5 hours. Matthew Horgan, 20.5 hours. Rebecca Navy, 21 hours. Jennifer Salage, 21 hours. Kyle Scanlon, 21 hours. Dana Christopher, 22 and a half hours. Adriana Gonzalez, 22 and a half. Kayla Irwin, 22 and a half. Stephanie Kramer, 22 and a half hours. Robert Mulholland, 22 and a half hours. John Costanza, 23 hours. Olivia Perez, 23 hours. Molly Lighty, 23 and a half hours. Jamie Devery, 24
That's
hours.
me.
Michael Kerner, 24 hours. Johnny Pacheco, 24 hours. Congratulations, Johnny. Here comes Michael. Jesse Lewandowski, 24 and a half hours. Molly Scott, 24 and a half hours. Jessica Wojcik, 26 hours. Derek Young, 28 hours. Rachel Bernardo, 30 hours. Kim Knox, 33 hours. Bailey Knox, 33 and a half hours. 38 hours. Megan Zilli, 41 and a half hours. Megan Bayramoff, 44 hours. Julie Kananika, 46 hours. Elizabeth Bertacco, 48 hours. Catherine Baxter, 60 hours. Matt Downs, 60 hours. Sydney Sheridan, 60 hours. Andrea Romano, 61 hours. Courtney Sterace, 64 hours. Amanda Rumsey, 77 hours. Katie Gallagher, 77 and a half hours. James Moran, 80 hours. Marissa Techer, 88 hours. Melissa Cheer, 88 hours. Jacqueline Palmerson, 89 hours. Ashley Lippett, 89 and a half hours. Helen Orangarin, 150 and a half hours. And the junior, with the total greatest number of community service hours, Caitlin LeGrand with 172 hours. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Green to come up to the microphone and call up the seniors.
What I'm going to do is call the seniors with the amount of hours that they've done this year, as well as the total over a 4-year time. And some of the underclassmen, as you hear these hours, they think to yourself how much time and effort went into it, because you'll be amazed at some of the total hours that have accumulated over the last 4 years. We'll start off with 20.5 hours, and overall 75.5 hours. Marissa Calagrasso. With 20.5 hours this year and 62.5 overall, Matthew Finkelstein. With 20 hours this year and 69 overall, Timothy J. Shun. In case you're curious on why he's dressed like that, it is Senior Spirit Week, and of course today is Superhero Day. With 20 hours this year, and 69 overall, Michael Jones. With 20.5 hours this year and 61.5 overall, Ashley Crowder. With 21 hours this year and 51 overall, Kimberly Painter. With 22 hours this year and 87 overall, Jenna McAteer. With 23 hours this year and 69 overall, Janice Sanuski. 24 hours this year and 55.5 hours overall, Naomi Hayhurst. With 24 hours this year and 72 overall, Derek Porcile. Hours this year and 62 overall, Kristen Sunday. With 27 this year and 55.5 overall, Kimberly Rutledge. With 29 hours this year and 179.5 hours overall, Craig Wagenbach. With 30 hours this year and 80 overall, Sarah Taylor. 34 hours this year and 100 overall, Jared Leff. With 35 hours this year and 96 overall, Robert DePolita. 35 hours this year and 78 overall, Christina Farina. With 38 hours this year and 68 overall, Alexandra Capizzola. With 38 hours this year and 171.5 over 4 years, Lauren Walsh. With 42 hours this year and 42 overall, I believe, being Courtney Van Leeuwen. 33 hours this year and 81.5 overall, Matthew Chadwick. Hours this year and 99 overall, Melissa Gattuso. Hours this year. With 49 hours this year and 79 overall, April Rosemiller. With 50 hours this year and 90 overall, Kyle Snyder. With 51 hours this year and 130.5 hours overall, Jessica Laquier. With 51 hours this year and 105 overall, Matthew Sheridan. this year, 50 hours this year, and 100 overall, Michael Quinton. With 52 hours this year and 156 overall, Alyssa Canonica. With 59 hours this year and 159 overall, Stacy Scamuza. With 60 hours this year and 85.5 overall, Angela Damiano. With 60 hours this year and 124 overall, Gianna Garrity. Superman's a popular thing. With 60 hours this year and 195.5 overall, Kristen Horace. With 60 hours this year and 157 overall, Melrose Meneses. With 61 hours this year and 97 overall, Alex Mangini Harris. With 62 hours this year and 85 overall, Leanna Franklin. With 63 hours this year and 107 overall, Melissa Savy. With 64 hours this year and 145 overall, Kendrick Keogh. With 66 hours this year and 238 overall, Dan Miller. With 70 hours this year and 149.5 overall, Carrie LaFay. With 70 hours this year and 101 overall, Kayla Stahl. With 71 hours this year and 201 overall, Kendrick Lennon. Some of our recipients are, their superhero is Invisible Man. With 72 hours this year and 282.5 overall, Charlene Phillips. "74 hours this year and 168 overall, Michelle Holmes. With 76 hours this year and 108 overall, Deidre Paula. With 79 hours this year and 209 overall, Jasmine Jarawala. 269 this year, and 219 overall, Morgan McCleary. With 80 hours this year, 124 overall, Michael Capandis. With 85 hours this year, 337 overall, James Schlepper. With 88 hours this year, 153 overall, Jacqueline King. .92 hours this year, 176 overall, Alyssa Singh. .96.5 hours this year, 149.5 overall, Allison Miller. With 99 hours this year, 440 overall, Patty Piontek. 99.5 hours this year, 196.5 overall, Tesla Bork. 105 hours this year, 166 overall, Armando Ramirez. 102.5 hours this year, 205.5 overall, David Crumley. 115 hours this year, 255 overall, Samantha DeBonis. 123 hours this year, 175 overall, Abby Grasso. 125 hours this year, 330 overall, Vincent Nastasi. 127 hours this year, 175.5 overall, Emily Maluski. 140 hours this year, 284 overall, Gabriella Slomans. 142.5 hours this year, 262.5 overall, Michael Piacentino. 167.5 hours this year, 280.5 overall, Victoria Landis. 1 473 hours this year, 474 hours overall. Andrew Shoffley. 179 hours this year, 260 overall. Travis Mara. 225 hours this year, 363 overall. Brittany Luciano. 254 hours this year, 457 hours overall. Dean Morella. 253 hours this year, 468 hours overall. Vincent Eben. 259 hours this year, 376.5 hours overall. Lexi Davenport. 305 hours this year, 526.5 hours overall. Brittany Callow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reed. Once again, I would like to congratulate all the students for doing an awesome job. I think it's particularly inspiring to see how much the seniors do, during this and last year. No senioritis when it comes to community service. So certainly I applaud the seniors for spending so much time, and I absolutely encourage the underclassmen to follow their lead. Once again, in High School East, we believe in acknowledging and recognizing your community service, but hopefully that those of you that get out into the real world, if they're not recognizing, that it is rewarding enough for you to do it and to know that you have made a difference and will continue to make a difference. Again, the book I read, which is an easy read, but it's a whole lot of pictures. Another thing was interesting, I found that in her later years, people kept asking, Audrey Hepburn why she would do this community service, because so often the children that she was helping, their adversity, their poverty, their hard times came from errors of the government or mismanagement of the government in these countries, a lack of government. And they said, why are you spending all your time and your resources going to these countries when it's their governments that have created this mess? And she said, if you were sitting in your home and you all of a sudden heard the screeching of the brakes and a loud thump, and you rushed outside and you found a child had been hit by the car and was lying in the street and needed assistance, you wouldn't stop and say, well, wait a minute, was the driver going too fast? Or did he ride his bike into the street and cause his own? Is it his fault that he was hurt? If it was a child, you would readily run to their assistance and not really question why they had been hurt or why they needed assistance. And I thought that was a pretty interesting analogy, that we don't need to necessarily agree with all of the government and politics and rationale that places people in precarious positions, but people need help, and I applaud all of you that have gone out of your way and spent so much time in doing so, and I encourage you to continue doing so.